Hiya, folks. It's been a while, hasn't it? Yeah. But welcome to Ask Me Anything, part is it 13? I think it's 13, isn't it? So, part 13. We got there in the end. Yes, Ask Me Anything, part 13. I mean, how long's it been? I put the question post up. When was it? Towards the end of October. Oops. But I've had a lot of stuff going on since then, like health wise and mental health wise and stuff. But I got there in the end. Plus, I've had a new phone as well over Christmas, and I'm still sort of getting used to it. And I don't like the fact that I can't do the square videos. I could do the square photos with this one, but I can't do the square videos, and I like doing the square videos. So just got to make do with this. And the front facing camera's a bit shit as well. It's a bit blurry at times, but hey ho, can't grumble for a cheapish phone. So anyway, I think there's about 10 or 12 questions in this one. So I may split it into two videos depending on how long the questions are. But I've had a quick look, and there's some there's some interesting ones. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. So the first question is from Sandra, and she said, "Have you ever truly been frightened, and what caused it?" I don't know if we should start a video with that sort of question, because there's always the chance that I might start crying. I don't really want to start crying on camera, but I suppose the short answer to that one is yes. Yes. Have I ever been truly frightened? Um, I'd say there's definitely been a couple of times that I've been um, truly scared. The main one, a lot of you probably think, oh, it must be the day that you got told you got cancer, but no, that's not the most. That's not the most scared I've ever been. I think the most scared I've ever been um, is probably the day that Mr. J passed away. It'll be 2 years actually, the end of February since he passed away. And some of you might not know, but I was actually um, with him at his house at the time. There was just us in the house. Um, and um, I just presumed that because he had a few health problems. He used to get migraines a lot as well, and there was often times where he'd sort of go upstairs, just wander off. Sometimes he'd tell me he was going for a nap, and other times he'd just wander off upstairs. Um, so I just thought that he'd gone upstairs um, to have a nap. Um, but then when I went upstairs to um, to go and wake him up, he wasn't. He wasn't in bed, and he was in the bathroom. Or the bathroom door was shut, and I was going to go upstairs to have a shower, and um, I knocked on the bathroom door, and there wasn't any answer, and then I knocked again. There's still no answer, and I was like, "Yeah, you all right in there?" Sort of thing. Still no answer, and then when I tried to open the door, um, I couldn't physically open the door. It wasn't locked. Um, I just opened it slightly and I couldn't open it, and then obviously it started to panic a bit. Then I was like, I was shouting like, "You all right?" and that, and I managed to get it open, sort of just enough, so I could sort of peek through the gap, and I saw that he was lying on the floor, and he was unresponsive. But because the bathroom's so small, the way that he'd collapsed in the bathroom, it sort of created a wedge between the bathroom door and the sink. So every time I was trying to open the door, I couldn't physically move him to get in to sort of get to him. So I had to call ambulance, obviously. And while I was on the phone to them, I was still trying to shout to him, but he was still unresponsive. And then they suggested to try and get a neighbour to help, so I went round to the neighbours. And then just as we was coming back round to the house, when the ambulance got there, and even they couldn't get into the bathroom either. So in the end, we had to get the fire service in to cut the door off, and unfortunately, um, when they did finally get to him, he'd already passed away. So you can imagine, I was very scared, very, very scared at the time. And I think I can safely say so far that it was the worst day of my life so far. And I mean, it was scary at the time because all I wanted to do was get in there and get to him, and I couldn't physically get in there to get to him to help. But even after, when they said that it passed away, I was still petrified because all my dreams had gone out the window then. We had all these plans. It was trying for a family, was going to move in together properly, and get our life sorted. And then obviously all that went out the window. So I think, that's probably the most scared that I've ever been. And I've been diagnosed with cancer, and that wasn't as scary as that experience. So I think I could safely say that's the most scared I've ever been. But I think second to that as well was probably over Christmas last year, because I spent it on my own for the first time in like 44 years. And some of you, well, a lot of you probably, if you follow my page, you probably know about it. But I ended up having to call an ambulance just before the Christmas, because I thought that my heart was packing in, which wasn't a fun experience either, especially when you're in the house on your own. I felt like my heart had slowed down completely, and I couldn't feel it beating anymore. And then I started to feel wobbly and dizzy. So I ended up calling an ambulance because I thought something was happening with my heart. And that was a scary experience as well. Obviously, being on my own, there was no one that I could get to help me. So in the end, I ended up unbolting and opening the front door so that if I did pass out while I was on the phone, at least they'd be able to get in, like, to sort me out. But thankfully, they didn't have to send an ambulance in the end. But then after that, I didn't feel safe being in the house on my own. while my folks were on holiday. So I ended up going and stopping at my friends, thankfully, over the Christmas in case anything else happened. And then loads of other crap happened. And yeah, that wasn't a fun experience either. But still trying to get to the bottom of that. But yeah, I think those are probably um, the most scared that I've been so far in my life. So I hope that answers that one. Okay, so the next question is from Lynn, and she asked, "What's your most embarrassing moment?" Um, I don't know if I've had any embarrassing moments actually. Trying to think. Ah, yeah, there was this. I don't know if I can say this one. Ah, fuck it, I'll say it. I'll say it. There was this one time when I was with one of my previous partners. And we was in my room, and we wasn't doing it. We wasn't doing anything. We wasn't doing anything. Um, but we're sort of. I think it was cold, and I think it was when we'd come back from shopping, like previously, and we got tight while we were shopping. So he took his he took his jeans off and put them like, I don't know if he threw them on the side or on the floor or something. To sort of hang them up to try and like dry them off a little bit. So I was in the bed, and he was sort of in the bed with me under the covers, and I had a crap day, and he was sort of giving me a hug, but he was like under the covers, so you couldn't see him. And he was giving me a hug, and then we were sort of just chatting away, and I was just lying there having a hug, and then the next thing I opened my eyes, and I didn't hear, but my dad, my dad had come in, and he was sort of standing like at the bottom of the bed, just like by the corner, and then I saw him, and my eyes sort of went shit, like, and he's like, "Going to bed now. Where's Neil?" And the next thing, you just see this hand, his hand popping out from underneath the quilt, going, and my dad's like, "Oh, oh, oh," it's like thinking that we was like doing stuff, but we wasn't, and I says, "We're not doing anything," and he went sort of like hurried out of the room, waddle like out of the room. I was like, "Not doing anything. He's just giving me a hug." But he was actually just giving me a hug as well. We weren't actually doing anything. But he must have like just seen the jeans like on the side, and then seen like that he was like under the covers, and just presumed like we was getting up to no good. Which we wasn't. Honest, we wasn't. It was just actually hugging. So I think that's probably the most embarrassed I've probably been. I can't really think of anything else at the moment. It's not that I don't get embarrassed, because I do. I can get quite embarrassed easily sometimes, especially if I get caught off guard, and then I just end up with like a big bright red face. But yeah, I think I'm going to go with that one because I can't think of anything else at the moment. So yeah, I think that's probably the most embarrassed I've been so far. So I hope that answers that one. Right, the next question is from Lindsay, and she's asked, if you could be in any film, TV program, or musical, what would it be? Ooh. difficult one, isn't it? Because there's so many to choose from. There's so many things that I enjoy watching. Um, any film, TV program, or musical. I suppose if it was like TV program, it'd probably have to be something like Game of Thrones, so I can go around flying on the dragons and stuff. Because well, guys should know by now that I've got a thing about dragons. So yeah, I'd probably have to be in Game of Thrones or a Game of Thrones spin-off or something, just so I can have my own dragons and go out flying on dragons and stuff. I think I'd be a good Targaryen actually. Actually look quite cool when I had white hair before. So yeah, probably Game of Thrones or maybe Doctor Who or something like that. So I can be travelling round in the TARDIS. Um, a musical. I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan of musicals, really. I mean, I like some of the old Disney ones and that, but I prefer stuff like Rocky Horror. Oh, could be in Rocky Horror, couldn't I? Yeah, if it was a musical, probably something like Rocky Horror, or I love Little Shop of Horrors as well. Sure, it's another musical I like. What's another musical I like? Rocky Horror, Little Shop of Horrors. And I'm sure there's another one. I can't think now. My brain's not working. It's a bit too late in the day. I should probably do these a bit earlier. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. I'm always a bit half asleep and half soaked. So yeah, um, any films? Mm, probably like Bram Stoker's Dracula or something like that. One of them sort of old gothicy looking romances. I'm a romantic deep down inside. I think old school romantic. So yeah, that'd be nice. I think feel worshipped and devoted. So yeah, I think I'll go with them maybe. So I hope that answers that one. Okay, so next question is from Anna Marie, and she asked, "What's the craziest question you've ever been asked?" That's a good question, actually, isn't it? I don't know. What's the craziest question I've ever been asked? Um, the only the only one that I can think of at this moment in time. It's not really that crazy. It's more of a stupid question. And I think I was at some nightclub like years ago, so this would have been like back when I was in my 20s or something like that. Actually, was it a nightclub? Or was it when I was at the Knight's Quest? I think it might be when I was at the Knight's Quest, one of the nights. And I'd had a bit to drink because I used to drink, not heavily, but I used to like a drink back then. and used to like going to the Knight's Quest because even though it was a pub, it was just open till like 2 o'clock in the morning, so you could always have a drink like for later down there. Anyway, we was down the Knight's Quest, and I was having a drink. I don't know if I was having a dance or something. I might have been having a dance because I used to enjoy having a bit of a dance then. And I wouldn't say I was drunk, but I'd had a bit. So I was a bit merry. And people who know me, I mean, I've changed a bit now from back then. I'm probably more unfiltered now since having my cancer treatment. But back then, the more I'd had to drink, the more unfiltered I become. So this drunk dude decided to keep staring at me, and I'm thinking, what the fuck are you looking at, like, dude? What the fuck are you staring at? And he comes over, and I'm thinking, here we go, gonna try and fucking chat me up. And then, because like music going on and that, and he come over, and what was it he said there? I can't remember the exact wording, but it was along the lines of, "Did you know you got a funny eye?" Because I've got a bit of a funny eye, and I turned around and I went, "Yeah, it was born with it, you know." And I was like, "What kind of weird question do you answer? Like you asked some bird in a pub, tried to chat her up, and the best you could come out with is, did you know you got a funny eye?" And I felt like turning around and go, "Really, really, really?" But the most I could come out with was like, "Yeah, I was born like it," and then waited for him to come out with something else. But he was just like, "Ah," and then just walked off. And I'm standing there like, "Okay, yeah, the fuck was all that about?" But yeah, I think that's probably the craziest question that I've probably been, or randomest question that I've been asked. So yeah, I think I'm going to go with that one because I can't think of anything else. So yeah, I hope that answers that one. Okay, next question is from Dee Dee, and she asked, "What is your favourite thing to cook for dinner?" Have we had that one before? I thought we've had something similar to that before. What's my favourite thing to cook for dinner? I don't really cook as much at the moment. Since being back at mum and dad's. But I do miss cooking. I used to love cooking. And I like having other people to cook for. It's boring, just sort of cooking for yourself. And I like to do. I used to like doing a lot of batch cooking and trying new recipes out and things like that. But my favourite thing to cook, I do like a nice steak. I do like having a nice steak. So that's probably one of my favourite things to cook. Um, but yeah, so I do miss doing my batch cooking, like doing my lamb tagine and pork goulash, and various curries and things like that. But as I said, I'm always looking, well, not so much at the moment, but I'm always keeping my eye out for interesting recipes, and I like to try um, different dishes from like different cultures and places like around the world and that as well. But I can't remember them now. But I came across some recipes recently, and I can't remember. I think one of them was from Turkey, and I can't remember where the other one was from. But the flavours sounded like quite interesting, and I do like interesting flavours, and um, and trying new things. But I think like at the moment, um, favourite thing to cook, I would think probably steak. I do like a nice steak, and I try to have it with different things, but a lot of the time, um, I used to do it with baked like sweet potato, um, with either some sweet chili or onion mustard mashed into the potato, and then I'd have it like with salad and some grilled um asparagus and that on there, and I'd usually have some corn cubettes or something with it as well. Making myself hungry now. But yeah, I can't really think of anything else. I mean, especially for like dinner. Um, so I used to cook loads of stuff, different things for me and Mr. J before, and I'd always try and do like some different bits and cook extra like portions, so we got stuff to to pop in like the Chinese tubs and that to stick in the freezer. So we'd have other stuff for when we didn't have much money and that. And then obviously you can just get it out, nuke it in the microwave. But yeah, I think I'm probably going to go with that one. I can't really think of anything else at the moment. So yeah, steak. Cork with a nice steak. Okay, next question is from Jessica, and she asked if you could rename yourself, would you? And what name would you choose? That is a good question, isn't it? Bloody hell. Um, would I rename myself? I don't know, because I've been called Kelly for like 44 years now, so I've kind of got used to it. And apart from being called Womble as well, oh, I could change my name to Womble permanently, couldn't I? Nah, I don't know. I don't know. Would I change my name? Probably, maybe, but I don't know what I'd call myself. I can't really think of anything. I mean, I've always liked the name Luna, but I always wanted to call my daughter Luna if I had one. Not sure if that's going to happen now, but I don't know. I've always not liked the name Willow as well. I called my hamster Willow, so I don't know if I could call myself Willow then. Um, I can't really think of anything. Not right now. I suppose if we ended up in some like weird dystopian future, I'd have to think of some cool, weird, dystopian future sort of name, wouldn't I? But I don't know what that name would be right now. So I'd have to try and think of something cool. I remember my one friend years back wanted to call me Cookie because he said I look like a chocolate chip cookie because I'm covered in moles. I've got even more now, and I'm even more like a chocolate chip cookie now. So I suppose it could be Cookie. I'm a bit of a cookie monster as well, though. To be fair, I do like the cookies. Yeah, the cookie maybe. I don't know. Mind you, I think I'm more like a bloody. But the way that they keep popping up, I'm sure if you try to join them all together, I'd probably end up looking like a bit of a star map or something. I'm sure most of these are bloody constellations or something with the way that they keep popping up. I'm sure I've got one that looks like Orion somewhere. Where was that one? I don't know, I've lost it now. So maybe something that means like star map or something. Not being called star map, obviously, but maybe there's some Latin word or I don't know, something cool. There have to be something cool, something dark and mysterious, maybe. Yeah, maybe you guys can think of something nice though. Don't want something horrible. So maybe if you guys can think of something, then you could tell me in the comments for this video. There we go. There's your homework. So I hope that answers that one. Okay, so that's the end of part 30. Was it 30? I've forgotten again already. That's the end of part 13 of Ask Me Anything. So keep your eyes and ears open. Well, most of your eyes, because otherwise you won't be able to see. So keep your eyes open for part 14 when I get round to do that one. I'm going to try and get that one finished soon now, so I can put up another question post, because obviously this one's from October, so it's been like months since I did a question post, so I want to get a new question post up soon. So yeah, thanks for watching, and be sure to check out part 14 when I do that.